Reddit user has leaked what the Green Lantern armor might look like in upcoming DC Extended Universe films. We've got to talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. Hey, real quick, if you want to stay up to date with all the awesome information coming out about comic book films, subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit that little bell so you don't miss anything. Oh, and shout out to Diego Adi. You got the nerd card question correct on my last Game of Thrones video, so big shout out to you. Your nerd powers are strong. There will be another nerd card question at the end of this video. Now, getting right into this story, I just did a video recently about the possibility of not one but two Green Lanterns being in the Justice League film. Literally about a day later, some stories popped up on my news feed talking about a leaked sort of report about what this animator is doing with Green Lantern armor for Warner Brothers. The timing of this thing is pretty interesting, so I want to go over the quote, talk about what it could mean, talk about the armor itself, and if I think we will get a glimpse of this in the Justice League movie. So I'm gonna read the quote right now, and then we'll talk about what I think it means. So it literally says, I work as a junior compositor in one of the companies that works on VFX for all Warner Brothers movies. This company has worked on all DCEU movies since Man of Steel to Justice League, and also worked for conceptual arts for future projects too. I joined this year in March and got to work on Justice League on lots of shots, and we all wrapped up our stuff on the week of August the 2nd. So very interesting. They're saying that whatever this studio is, they've wrapped all of their particular work on the Justice League in October, or in the week of August 2nd. Now, just real quick, that does not exactly mean that all of the visual effects are done for Justice League. Like, I think there's some misinformation out there, and basically, guys, the way this all works is a lot of animation will be given to other studios and then brought in, but then once the company or the studio gets it in post, they will do touch-up visual effects, plug it in. They basically own what they purchase from these companies and then can tweak it and do whatever they want with it. So it's not to say that the Justice League's done. This particular company's work on Justice League is done. Just wanted to point that out. Now, look, he gets into a lot of stuff here. So basically he talked about these 5 different designs that they were very recently told to work on. They had to pick one to go with. They got notes on it, and then they started to actually build this. And this is what he says here that's interesting. He says, we finished this today. This might change in the future since these stuff keeps getting modified till production starts, which is very late, but I personally think they started this so fast because GL might appear in Flashpoint. They apparently must be doing a lot of work on this Flashpoint movie, and they think that Green Lantern might appear in that film. He's postulating that that's why they were given this project so rapidly, but it's possible that they want to fit Green Lantern into the Justice League somewhere, that the studio approved that, and they need designs for their visual effects for whatever they're going to do with him in the film. So it's possible that this is a hint that we might get this in Justice League. But what does the armor look like exactly? Well, let me read the rest of the quote here. It says, so anyway, here are the details. Firstly, we got an actual guy in a full black suit. The guy looks like Hal Jordan, but I have no clue who he is. Definitely not a known actor or someone who was rumored. It's probably just a model. Anyways, he says the suit is from boots to neck, full black, has lots of muscles defined, and those muscle plates were like armor type, hard plates, and not inside soft plates like Batman or Superman's costumes has. So what he's saying there is it's not plating that exists inside the armor. Like if you look at my shirt here, this would be like armor inside the armor, or plating inside the armor. That's what's on Batman's suit, that's what's on Superman's suit. This is just used all the time to add definition. What he is saying is that it's a black suit with plating on top of it, like a knight, which is pretty freaking badass if you ask me. But anyways, he says it kind of feels like the Flash costume, but not so many separate pieces. Like the shoulders have one piece each, the chest has one whole piece, and then pecs, etc., etc. The upper part of the chest has a molded Green Lantern logo. This is a physical suit that the guy was in. Now, our final design had a lot of visual effects over this. Lots of projection floating above the suit, lights glowing, nerves type streaks of light underneath the suit that made it all blend together. The whole rays and lights and projections on everything originates from the center of his chest where the GL logo is. It is like the center of energy type, and it flows from there all over the suit. One prominent streak of light goes till his right arm until his ring finger, and the GL logo is like solid 80% transparent projection floating above the chest, and the molded logo is slightly bigger than the one on the actual chest, and the rest of the armor plates also float a bit above the suit, but it's a lot more transparent to give the logo more focus. The mask is also physical, solid thing, but has a layered projection above it. Overall, there are a lot of layers to the suit, and it looks really beautiful, like something out of this world. Also, when the suit flies in space, these armor projections wrap around him completely like a transformer transforming. This is kind of cool. So it will literally, the suit will like shift around for space travel, which is pretty cool. I'd love to see that visually done. It sounds awesome. Okay, so what do I think of this design? Well, I think it I think it sounds incredibly awesome. I mean, the fact that it's this actual black bodysuit with armor, green armor plating, and I can just see this combination of the armor itself being sort of projected from the Green Lantern ring. I think this is kind of cool. Just on a side note here, I personally really like all of the design that has gone into the DC Extended Universe. Some people aren't crazy about the Flash's costume. I actually really like it. I think it's unique. I think it's like this postmodern spin. It has that Zack Snyder sort of feel to it. And I've never had an issue stylistically with the way they have adapted the comic book stuff to these actual movies when it comes to the costumes or the visual effects or whatnot. So this design to me sounds pretty freaking badass. I would actually love to see this in action in hopefully a whole myriad of DC films in the future. Now, let's talk about the obvious connection here. Does this leak from this Reddit user imply that the rumors we've heard about Justice League having 2 Green Lanterns are any more sound? Maybe. I mean, it definitely, in my opinion, doesn't hurt. I mean, think about it. They're literally working on Green Lantern visual effects, and this guy kind of implies in his post that the timetable for this is rapid. They really wanted them to turn this around quickly. So whether it's in the background or in a post-credit scene or something, I think it's fair to say that this does add some validity to the Green Lanterns being in Justice League. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this description of the suit sounds really freaking awesome? Do you think it's a little too out there? Do you wish they would dial it back a bit? And what do you think about this indicating that we will indeed get Green Lanterns in the Justice League film? Does it add to that? Does it detract from that? I mean, he did say he thinks they're going to be for the Flashpoint movie, but as far as I know, they don't even have a director on that thing. So I think that this has to do with Justice League personally, but I'm interested in hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, let's check that nerd card really quickly. The question is about a Lantern Corps. I want to know, what was the name of the lantern that established the Indigo Tribe? This was a Green Lantern that was revealed in comics to be the person that started the Indigo Tribe. Answer that question in the comment section below, and if you're the first person to do it, you're guaranteed a shout out in a future video. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!